Okay, so welcome back to the Mix Domain, and we're looking at a track today in Pro Tools 2018. And the tutorial today is about mixing approaches, so starting the mix and how you start a mix. A lot of people would say I start with the drums and then the bass and then the guitars, pianos, organs, strings, saxes, and trumpets and things like that, and then the vocals last. Now that is that's one approach. Okay, you can mix like that. There's nothing wrong with that. I just feel that it's best to maybe start with some form of tonality and then build the vocals in around an instrument that has tonality. The reason being is because we don't want to lose the impact and the focus of the vocals, so it's probably best to get those in as early as possible, and it's hard to do that against a rhythm section. So it's much easier to bring in, say, a piano or a guitar or an organ first, and then get the vocals in and get the tonality of the song up and running as quickly as possible. Then you can bring the rhythm section in to support those harmonic instruments. So that's my approach. That's how I do it, and it doesn't always work like that with every song. I mean, if it's a dance track, then you'll probably start with drums, but in this case, with this type of song, it's kind of like a vocal, shall we say, a soul track or an R&B track, and then it's all about that lead vocal and the lyric. So we don't want to lose that. We don't want to lose the focus with the vocals and the lyrics there. So for me, I always start with with some form of tonal instrument, whether it's keys or guitars or strings even sometimes, So it's whatever carries that harmonic structure for the track, and then bring those vocals in as early as possible. So this track has everything set to 0. I'm just resetting all the panning here as well, so that we can start from scratch with that. In general, you want to start everything from the center, because you never know where things are going to end up in terms of the stereo image. I talked about this on my blog recently about creating that soundstage. So if you haven't seen that already on the mixdomain.com, then go and have a look at that and check that out. So I'm kind of putting some of those things into practice, what I've been talking about in the blog. So we'll start this track, and you can hear a full sample of this on the website as well, under the audio samples page. So I'm starting it from scratch here now. I've got lots of things on the inputs here, on the inserts rather, and also on the sends, but they're all bypassed. Nothing is actually active at the moment. All of these individual tracks are going to the submixes, as I've already explained in a previous video. That's how I mix. That's how I start every mix, by going out to these submixes or subgroups, and then everything runs through them, and eventually it will come out of the console as well. But for now, I'm just staying inside the Pro Tools rig. I'm not actually going through the console at the moment, so I'm basically just mixing this from scratch, bringing in the level of each instrument and getting some form of balance first before I start actually applying any EQ or compression or reverb or effects. But I am going to sort of start the foundation of the track in this way, so that I can then build upon that. I want to build on the blueprint of the track, as it were. So let's start by bringing in some instruments here, and then I'll come back and talk about it in a sec.
But one thing is crystal clear: you had enough, can't take no more. Every day is such a bore, so what you gonna do? The choice is up to you. Will life get in the way, or will you grow today? So choice is up to you. Will life get in the way, or will you groove today? Let it go, let it flow. Feel it in your soul, feel the beat. Get on your feet, let the music take control. Ain't no more to say, not today. Set your mind free, hand in the air, sway without a care. Be oh yeah, what you gonna do? Had a few, you're feeling loose. Get on the floor, there's no excuse. Close your eyes, enjoy the ride. We'll take you to the other side. So what you gonna do? The choice is up to you. Will life get in the way, or will you groove today? So what you gonna do? The choice is up to you. Will life get in the way, or will you groove today? Let it go, let it flow. Feel it in your soul, feel the beat. Get on your feet, let the music take control. Ain't no more to say, not today. Set your mind free, hand in the air, sway without a care. Be who you wanna be. Hey, yeah, hey, oh yeah, yeah. What you gonna do? 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 So what you gonna do? The choice is up to you. Will life get in the way, or will you groove today? So what you gonna do? The choice is up to you. Will life get in the way, or will you groove today? Let it go, let it flow. Feel it in your soul, feel the beat. Get on your feet, let the music take control. Ain't no more to say, not today. Set your mind free, hand in the air, sway without a care. Be who you wanna be. Oh yeah, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Hey, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? For so what you gonna do? The choice is up to you. Will life get in the way, or will you groove today? So what you gonna do? The choice is up to you. Will life get in the way, or will you groove today? For so what you gonna do? The choice is up to you. Will life get in? Oh, ain't no more to say, not today. Set your mind free, hand in the air, sway without a care. Be who you wanna be. Oh yeah, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Hey, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Okay, so that's a very basic blend there with some of the panning in position as well, and that is a very good general start. I didn't bring the clean guitar in yet, but that is a very good general start there of where everything should be, and then I would build on this with the compression and EQ and some reverb and effects, and also finally going into the console and mixing in groups on the console. So when I get to the console, I can then go into the groups on there if needs be, as opposed to putting the compression and EQ in on these subgroups here. I could actually do that with Outboard if I wanted to instead, or use the EQs on the built-in EQs on the console. And also using the outboard reverb effects and delay effects. So that's generally how I build the mix up like that. And that is the approach that I find works best for me. Now, it might not work for you like that, but just give it a try. Try starting with the tonality of the track, the harmony of the track, because that's where all of the texture is within the music, especially that support for the lead vocal in terms of texture and harmony, and giving you that sort of tonality. Whereas with the rhythm section, that is just more of the rhythm and the support in the rhythm section that is providing the stability for the track, the backbone of the track. But certainly all the tonality is what is really supporting the vocal. So that's what gives the vocal the emotion and the excitement, with that supportive texture from the tonal instruments. So try and build in the arrangement like that, and sort of think how the songwriter would think. The songwriter would probably start writing the song with the piano or with a guitar, or it wouldn't be a drums track that they would start with in this case, unless it was a dance track perhaps. So try this approach. It will work for you probably 9 times out of 10. So take that approach and see where it leads. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.